Hello coloring friends. So today is 28th of January of 2022 and I'm filming a video about my coloring results for 2021 finally. I wanted to do it earlier, but as you know, I got sick and some other problems, and only now I'm able to do it, but better later than never. And so today I will tell you a few results, a few numbers for 2021. Also, I will show you my personal top 10 favorite completed pages, as well as 5 the most liked in Instagram, and a few words about my plans for this channel for 2022. And so let's start with some numbers. I like at the end of the year to count some pages, some books, for my personal information, you know. I'm just curious. And so in 2021 I colored 89 works. I believe for many of you it's not that big number, but for me I'm quite pleased, because comparing to 2020, in which I colored just 45 pages, it's like a double. I was able to color 2 times more. Not that it's my goal to color more. I prefer to color according to my time, to my mood, and not just to run like I need to color more. But it's interesting to know. So about my untouched coloring books, last year I had 24 untouched coloring books, and in 2021, during first 3 months, I believe, I've got 14 new coloring books, and out of them I started coloring in 12. So from new books I have only 2 books untouched. It's Keanu Reeves, nice book, handsome guy, but I still can't start coloring in it. What a shame. And another of my new coloring books that stayed untouched is Fragile World by Kirby Rosanes. Again, very beautiful book, but problem for me is that it's too realistic. But it's excuse, I know, because there are at least a few illustrations that I would love to color. They are not that realistic, and so what a shame, but I'm planning to start them in the nearest time. And besides these 2 new untouched coloring books, I have 14 more. These are books that I have had for more than 1 year. Some of them I believe would stay that way, maybe like collection pieces, but maybe half of them I still want to start coloring in. And also I counted books that I have only 1 page colored, and I have 32 books where only 1 page is completed. That's a lot, but still they are not blank. So this was some numbers. I think it's interesting, such type of information for general knowledge, I believe. And now let me show you my personal top 10 of completed works for 2021. A few works are really simple, but for some reason I do love them. You can't explain why you love some pages more than others. If speaking of liking, I like most of my completed pages. I am pleased, I'm satisfied with the result, but some books they're just so dear to your heart for some unknown reason, I don't know. And so I will show you exactly these type of illustrations. And the first one from The Nature Mandala by Cynthia Emery. A mandala illustration, very simple, but I have some weakness for this one with snails. I love the colors, and it looks so joyous, so fresh. I don't know, these snails look so pretty. So this is one of my favorite of 2021, number one. Number two, The Mysterious Library. And this illustration I included in this list because here I used gouache. I don't use this media that often, and here, except for the faces of these guys, everything done with gouache. And again, I like how bright and juicy the picture turned out, and I was really glad that I could do it with gouache. I could achieve such effects, such a result. So that's why this illustration is in my list. Number three illustration, rather simple as well. This is by Any Coloring from Etsy, and this really sweet, cute looking doll. A very simple picture. I use markers and pencils little bit, and I believe watercolor for the background. But what I like about this page, the doll itself, very pretty. Color combination, one of my favorites, and brightness of this picture. The colors themselves are bright, and this pink and blue, they create such nice contrast, which I like. So that's why this picture is in the list of my favorite illustrations. Number four, illustration by Andy Davis. And this one I included in my list because of the tiger. Girls I do color quite often, and it's like nothing special for me, but animals and tigers especially, I do not color that often. And so I put some effort in coloring this one, and I'm very pleased how the tiger came out. Rather realistic looking. So that's why this illustration also goes into my list of favorite pictures. The next illustration is by Martel Rubia from Sirena. I was in doubt between this illustration and Lady in Red from Mascara. I like that picture too, but at the end I decided this one I like more. And this is this mermaid with a very unusual skin color, and I believe this is the main reason I include this illustration in the list. It's like turquoise, greenish, and it looks like shining through, and I really like this effect. Besides, there are so many elements on this picture, so many details, and it was not easy to choose colors that they would look nice together. And at the end I like how everything looks. I'm happy with the result, and that's why this picture one of my favorite. Next, Mythomorphia Corburosanes. I believe it's the only illustration by Kirby that I colored in 2021. What a shame. I love this artist, but yeah, with so many books in collection, it's really hard to come back to even your favorite artists and books. Anyway, here I colored this Medusa, and what I like that I used, you can say, only two colors, different shades of red and yellow. All these snakes, it was really tiresome to color them, but using only these colors, it was fun on its own. Usually I don't like to use that limited amount of colors, but here it was, I was curious about the result, what I will get, and I'm glad what I've got. It looks interesting. It looks dramatic because of red colors, I believe, and again with this contrast, yellow and red. So the next illustration is from Moon Blossoms by Katrina Paloon. I believe I completed 4 or 5 illustrations during 2021 in this book, and I love them all. But at the end I decided that my favorite one is this one, this Tibetan girl. I love the illustration itself. I love this Tibetan costume, this headdress, and it was more fun coloring because I love everything about this picture. And at the end, the colors that I've chosen and what I've got in the end, I really love it. I remember it took me 4 hours to do all these pearls to cover black lines, otherwise it didn't look like pearls. All these stones, jewelry pieces. So, and now my top 3 of 2021 are 3 most favorable pictures. The first one is by Monia Gates, called Cancerian Goddess. Again, I loved this illustration even when it was uncolored, and I'm happy that I was able to that I didn't ruin it, that the colors that I've chosen and how I did it, everything contributed to this illustration, and I've got the result that I really love. Here my favorite colors: bluish, turquoise, greenish blue, and in combination with pink. Nice contrast, nice colors, really love it. The next picture is from Coloring Heaven Inktober and by Omar Ramos de Jesus, and here it was the first time that I used Derwent Lightfast. I decided to try them and I was so impressed, and they work so nicely on this paper. Plus I love how the dragon turned out, so many different shades of red, orange. You can see on this dragon, he looks really fierce and scary. And then the background, it creates this illusion of fire and heat, of battle. So I really love this picture. And as you can see, light fasts are so bright on this paper. I was so impressed with them. And the last illustration, you can guess who watches me regularly. I have shown this picture, I have mentioned that it is one of my favorite. It's from Etna Spirit by Katrina, and this is this Sumerian girl. Originally this was not one of my favorite illustrations in this book. It was just okay, but when I decided to color it, I believe it was for mirror challenge, and then I googled and read a little bit about that time in history, about those people. I found out that they like to decorate their houses with mosaics, and so I decided to add mosaics here on the wall and here. Then there was nothing here, just a window with nothing behind, and I decided to draw this very simple landscape. Took me quite some time, but at the end I was happy how everything turned out. Then the girl herself, I liked her skin. It turned just the color that I wanted, and so smooth. All these jewelry pieces, and what I got in the end, and I looked at this picture and I thought, I love it. I believe it's going to be one of my favorites of all times. So these were my personal favorites, and now I will show you 5 illustrations that got the most likes on Instagram. Some illustrations from there I could also include in my list of favorite personal illustrations, but as I decided to make it separately, so I will show them on their own. The first one is by Christine Karen, Joys of Summer, this blondie girl with ice cream. I do like it, but I would not have included it in my personal favorites. It's just pretty. I love ice cream here, but that's it. The next picture, this one I could include in my list of favorites. I do love this illustration. This is by Mariola Budek, and I love color combinations here. This purple and violet, turquoise, and everything turned out so bright, a nice contrast. Yeah, I do love this picture. I could say it's one of my personal favorites too. So I'm glad people on Instagram also like it, as it deserves it. The next illustration, I could also tell that it's one of my personal favorites. It's from Myth and Magic. I believe I colored 3 illustrations in this book during 2021. I love them all, but this one, yeah, it's got popular on Instagram, and I like it the best from the 3 illustrations that I've completed. It's called Night Song, and originally it was not one of my favorite pictures in this book, but when I colored it again, I looked at it and I thought, I love it. I love the flowers here. Again, my favorite colors, as you can see: violet, purple, greenish turquoise. These girls, reflection, all together just looks beautiful. And two last illustrations that got the biggest amount of likes on Instagram. They're from this book, Circle of Life, and I believe I've got that many likes because this book itself is very popular at the moment, and so more people looking for these pictures, and so as the result you get more likes. Not that I don't like these pictures, but in my opinion some of my other illustrations deserve more likes than these ones. Anyway, the first one is this one, sunset with camels and pyramids. Yeah, it looks nice, I love it, but simply I don't think it's that beautiful. But I'm glad that people like it. And the number one with the biggest amount of likes is this one, caterpillar mandala. I did black background here because these colors on black background, they give you the most striking result. Here it is, the caterpillar, a lot of white gel pen here, and again my favorite colors. This one I do love better than with the picture with camels. Looks nice, yeah. So these were my best pictures of 2021. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, maybe some of you for the first time, some of you once again. It's nice to remember, to look through your completed works. And a few words about my plans for the channel in 2022. Of course, I will continue our weekly challenge, Find and Color. I hope more people will join this weekly fun. Also, I'm planning to start regular videos with coloring processes. For the start, I'm planning to color in this book, Circle of Life, because it's popular at the moment, and the pictures here don't take that much time to finish. They are not too complicated, so it's easier for me to film. I'll try to do it as often as possible, but as we all know, sometimes it just something happens, something going on in life, and you can't, though you want. But I will put all efforts in this, and maybe something else will come up along the way. Actually, I do have some ideas, but as always, time is the main matter. But anyway, we'll see. I hope you will stay with me in 2022. I hope new people will join and we all have some fun together. And thank you for your love, for your comments and likes. And that was all for today. See you next time. Bye.